The mailbox is full and cannot accept any messages.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, that works for me. Get the fuck up off me. Fucking bitch. What the fuck's happening right here? It's weird. Ma'am, all of my devices are flip the fuck out, dude. Everything's wild and crazy. Shit going on in my hometown that you would not fucking believe. All of my data that I had saved with StreamYard is gone. The main's down. I can't talk with my colleagues and clients without constant failure of service with my mobile provider, even public Wi-Fi. This matrix is throwing everything it's got at your boy. I'd be scared too, dude. It took me a minute, not 42 years, but a minute to understand that I shouldn't be scared of the government. Shouldn't. I mean, it watches me, not the other way around, and it fucking should. Because Congress gave me an out. And me being honorable, acting in honor of the age of majority and of sound mind, I try to be equitable. And I try to make sure that they have one too. Although it is difficult. I'm not going to act all pious and sanctimonious. I have a fucking sincere struggle with it that is beyond description. Words would not do it justice. I want to root this thing out by its very clumps of dirt that cling to those fucking little tendril fucking weak alien parasitic fucking things that dangle from its fucking dying edifice. I hate this thing with every fucking ounce of my being. Before it took Sarah and the kids, I was no fan. We set out to destroy this. And Mama wanted me to come back with the head of it, out in its belly. And that I intend to do to the best of my ability. This evening, I have the distinct pleasure and honor of being your host, Michael Talbert, the Bleak Narratives, the one and only. As you might see, I am wearing one pink sock tonight. That's just some dope shit. I gotta explain it to you. It's G as fuck. Respect it. I mean, you can take that and put it in your pocket and try it yourself if you like. But it's just straight magic. Much like any words that come out of my motherfucking mouth, because Abba Kadabra. I create as I breathe. And with all glory and thanks to the fucking grantor, the one true source of our being in this place, our existence. With that, I would open up and begin with the statement that you should not fear these things. There is no fearing these fucking things. Not when you understand it as I've come to. And much to my misfortune and dismay, my peers have fallen victim, both my own age group and the one directly above and the two below in my community to, I gotta quit saying so much. I do these double no speak homopathies and fucking Milton patterns so much that I catch myself hypnotizing myself. I've grown to have so much familiarity with this. I was about to jump into the James True, and he would say, "And that," and he would talk, and then he would say, "And that," and that. Words. It's so fucking hard to do this without being manipulative in some fucking way. But I do need something from you. I do need something from you. It must be something of the effect of to the effect of your absolute promise that you'll never take a thing that I say for gold, that you'll never cease doing your due diligence and finding for yourself that Michael Talbert is either full of shit and a fucking retard or he's onto something. And I invite you, pretty please, do me this great honor of checking my ass. Because if I'm ever off, I want to know. I don't care how humiliating you want to put it. demeaning, condescending. Truth be told, if I fuck up and I'm sending you down the wrong road, I deserve to know. And no one owes me the fucking politeness in the process. As we all need to be fucking careful. We must watch what we do, and we must do our fucking due diligence. And with that, I'm going to bring in our guest tonight, the great Mr. Carter, Mr. Carter at info@getcarter.com. How we doing this evening, sir?
Good, man. Yeah, my fault. I think the link had StreamYard.co, so it was bringing me to some fucking some weird site.
Dude,
So I put an M in that motherfucker, and then it brought me over here.
90% of the people I know would have looked at that, seen it, and either it wouldn't have registered in their fucking
Yeah, I
I don't
kept,
know mind, or they wouldn't have been able to fix that themselves. You know.
yeah, I kept looking. I was like, okay, something's off here because I looked at the other link. I was like, no, okay, maybe
Every,
that one
every
might be
time
good.
every time I get on this Wi-Fi, brother, it's something to the effect of a little baby spasm of a DDoS. I get attacked every fucking time I use public Wi-Fi in this town. Every fucking time. But I mean, it just goes right into what we were talking about on the last one. Just kind of rudely cut off by the either the provider of the internet service here or maybe Uncle Fed. I don't know if it's Uncle Fed. Hey there, booga booga. I'm watching you too. Boo! You scared? Fucking should be. I'm gonna fucking hang you by the neck until dead, and you'll be left in the fucking town square until noon the next day to discourage further acts of treason and sedition. So say the motherfucking Congress of this country. If you don't like it, take it up with them. Uh, anyways, where were we, brother? I'm gonna yield. I got a train coming through as always. Classy Mike. So you wanna get us up to speed here for the people that are gonna catch this?
Yeah, man. No, it's what the fuck? Yeah, one of the accounts that Blitten Gaines has sued before, currently, as of right now, has identity theft on there that came from their office. Bank of America told me on 4 different phone calls that the account was placed with them. And during the placement, then that's when the bullshit happened. Somebody within the office tried to take out a $7,500 claim on the card to put it back into the checking account for them to try to take it off of there. And then also someone sent a dispute to the credit bureaus back 2 months ago.
Yeah.
So both of these is happening within the Blitten Gaines office because that's what Bank of America said. They have no control over this account. They can't see anything anymore because the account has been placed
Right.
with Blitten Gaines, and they have the rights and the responsibilities to this account. So therefore, they're creating identity theft based off of that alone. And
But you're unable to get a verification of this or any sort of statement to that effect from the original holder of, or let's go ahead and say from the bank, but that's what it is. The original lender of your credit, your fucking credit.
yeah,
The most hypocritical and paradoxical thing that they can fucking do with this commercial law that they've ensnared us in. It's essentially inland piracy. These motherfuckers are doing what's called piracy, rape, and pillage of the American public. You know, warring with the American public in the countryside. That's what our founding fathers called it, domestic violence. Go ahead, my friend. I yield.
yeah, and then they they just told me today that they validated let me read this bullshit again. I'm gonna skip the miscellaneous shit, but we have researched your request and determined a previous request to validate this debt was received and validation was provided. A review of the validation response previously provided by our office demonstrates that it complied with the requirements set forth in the FDCPA, and no such further action is required by our office. Meanwhile, they sent a big book of statements yesterday, and it says that basically the statements and them using the address and the name of the original lender and shit like that is the validation. No, it's the
Well,
verification. It's the verification. They said that's the verification, but this shit here is the validation. Yeah,
it would
like
be. It would validate it to an extent if they weren't operating under a false artifice and scheme using basically what amounts to fraud in or about commerce. This is a deceptive trade practice to say that they were the original lender of credit. You are the source of the credit, the original source issuer of all source. You know what I'm saying? That's not how this works. This is your baby. If they're not using the ens legis, the what they call the nom de guerre, the name of war, or they call it the nomen, the all caps, whatever you want to call it. It's the decedent estate. That's not you, but you know that you is when you decide to join yourself with that fucking thing and bend over for him and grab your ankles. You'll
Oh shit! You went on mute. You went on mute.
Oh yeah. I'm trying to yield out because there's a lot of baby dick motherfuckers in this town that have the trucks with the lift kits, and they got to come by and my girlfriend hates me. My ex-wife has kids.
Yeah.
I can't take it, man. My wife and kids used to yell when something like that would drive by, and they could be loud enough that it might hear it, and they'd say, "Sorry about your dick, bro." You know. Kansas is full of a lot of Napoleons, bro. It's fucking. But I mean, back to
Oh fuck! Oh man! Damn! Hold on, let me bug his ass real quick.
so I was saying back to the way this court of so-called law is operating. Sua sponte on my friend here. They are essentially using their own accord and their own self to move this action against my friend, which they know to be fraudulent. But you're not going to succeed in taking on the courts. You just won't. It does not ever work this way. The only way that you can really, yeah, I got a new fucking Bluetooth mouse, and the assholes decided to put the forward backward shit kind of right where a thumb goes when you're grabbing. So I'm gonna have to get used to this. I'm a thumbsy motherfucker. But sua sponte is Latin for one's own accord or voluntarily. So they'd like to use the caveat that if my friend here responds to the fucking petition, then they've got the jurisdiction, which is not true. Subject matter, in personam, and territorial jurisdiction can be challenged at any fucking time, based upon where my friend chooses to reside, domicile, live, abode. All of these things mean different things, and this is kind of what we were talking about the idiosyncrasies or the little tiny differences between criminal and civil law that make them the same. Like
Yeah.
since he's wearing a dark shirt and he's got dark skin, I'm wearing a light shirt, light skin. The further these things get apart, the more they actually come full circle and back towards each other. And they say that from the most still has Neanderthal blood in them to the Chineseest Chinaman ever, named How Long or whatever. 0.07 variance in their skull and facial structure, their fucking all of it. There's no difference between any of us, and they yet they use these fucking little words of art and stuff to confuse and deceive and mislead us into entrapping ourselves. So when they snare you with something like the ens legis, it becomes enough for them to believe that they can proceed, and this turns into the steamrolling. Like, you give them 3 seconds, they run right over your ass. Doesn't matter if you just objected; they're moving forward. So, but there's a way to stop this, much like there would be a way for you to stop a policy enforcement officer from any line of questioning in an investigation. If you know your rights and can enforce them correctly, being the first, the Fourth Amendment being very important. The Sixth, the Ninth, the 10th, the 11th.
The fifth too, right?
Pardon?
The Fifth Amendment, right? Too.
Yeah, the fifth would be the one that we would be using here, or like say in a sense that no man shall be forced to testify against himself, in a court of law, in an open court. And then this means that you do not have to answer Officer Fuckface. You do not have to retain counsel, and if you do so, I'm going to go ahead and put this out. This gets the oblique narrative stamp of approval here. This is absolutely advice. This is absolutely of a legal nature. If you choose to or elect to fucking have representation by counsel it better be someone who's not a bar card member, like a bar card holding, Satan worshiping, necromancing, fucking black magic using attorney, or you will be fucked because they are first an agent of the court or of the bar association. That is their first oath. And what they swear to that after the court, and then the public, and then yourself, you were fourth in line, and they fucking hate you. They do not work for you, they work on you. And if you don't have the fucking sand and salt in you to do your due diligence and read a few chapters of a fucking, a little bit of shit that was written a long time ago, it'll save your ass. You don't deserve save it. My friend here is one in a million of people that I've had the pleasure of working with in this battle to take back our country and to establish the fact that there is no debt, that all debts are the obligation of the United States Treasury and the U.S. government, which is a corporate fictional entity that is a privately owned for-profit racketeering firm and a criminal organization that is in place as a foreign occupying standing army in the American Republic. So if you're a Democrat, then you're a fucking communist, and you've lost here. You know what I'm saying? This is a game they're playing with us. Republican, Democrat, Independent, they are all fucking puppets on the different hands and cock of the same fucking tiny hat. That said, I'm going to yield and let you kind of explain like what we were talking about before it cut us, so that we can move into things like the billing statement, the bill, the statement, 1692E, the use of the word placed, assigned, these types of things, and we'll start tearing this apart, and we'll go from debt collection to criminal or commercial charges being held in a fucking court of law, an administrative admiralty court of law, being held by a man sitting on the bench, the bank, a banker, a man acting legislatively from the executive branch, pretending to be a part of the judicial checks and balances of this great nation in which we fucking exist, my friend. If you would, cheers.
No, man. Hold on. It went off. Yeah. What I was gonna do was respond back with the letter that Brianna Monet was talking about in her book, "A Fight for Fair Credit." I was gonna respond back to both of these shits.
Man, I was looking at the what you gave me on the caps. That
Yeah.
those pictures that you sent me, it's well writ. You can tell when somebody sounds like they're kind of just pulling something off Chat GPT or reading something that was written by the ABA fucking 30 years ago, just with a slightly different tone. This person obviously knows what they're talking about, and they don't aim to sound incredulous or confused. So yeah, do tell this. I'm going to enjoy this. By the way, it's a great suggestion. Thank you.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking about doing, is responding to that with the sample letter that she has in here, with these in response to both of these fucking notices here, especially the debt verification that they sent out, which is also a validation, or may not be a validation, or whatever fucking bullshit that they're trying to pull here. Like, that may be the only, man, that, like, I think I'm gonna try this here, because at least if I dispute the account with them, they are under the Fair Credit Reporting Act. And then from there, they have to give me the information that I'm asking for.
This is correct. Now, Fair Credit Reporting Act doesn't work exactly like the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, where it's $1,000 per violation. With the Credit Reporting Act, these are actually $1,500 a violation, are they not?
I think I did see, man. It's in the book some damn way.
I believe we're correct. But again, as I said in the beginning seconds of this video, if you don't have the energy or want to validate these things for yourself through verification, then go ahead and trust us and let us be wrong once. It don't take much, and we're all human. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, so it says, suing for validations committed under FCRA can result in lucrative rewards. The rewards can be statutory, actual, and punitive damages. Statutory damages can be calculated based on a number of failed procedures by furnishers multiplied by the number of reporting agencies, with each failed procedure being $1,000 per violation. However, there's more. Actual damages can be calculated based on the harm caused to the consumer, such as being denied a loan or emotional distress. Punitive damages can be awarded to deter companies from continuing to use bad business practices. The potential rewards could be substantial, up to $75,000 or more, depending on the circumstance of the case. Companies are often willing to pay the rewards rather than change their internal procedures to fix the problem. Yeah, sounds like something you said a bunch of times. That this chapter illustrates the potential of bringing solid claims under the FCRA and encourages consumers to take action. She even has in this chapter, Fight for Fair Credit, chapter 8, called The Math. She breaks down how to calculate some of this shit here. I could probably turn my fucking camera around.
Oh, you can if you'd like. It'll be in the front-facing camera setting on under that gear there. But while you're talking about that, I wanted to jump back to what you were talking about.
There you
Punitive
go.
damage. A good example of this would be the McDonald's lady who burnt herself with the coffee. She was given punitive damages in excess of $1 million, where something like this would have paid for the medical bill, pain and suffering, and things of that nature. Go ahead. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
See,
yeah.
exactly. And when they speak of actual harm, they're talking about just like in tort. Like if I sue you for a trespass under the Federal Tort Claims Act as a public official, I will have to prove up actual harm, which means I have to show receipts, damages, that doctors, stuff, an expert witness, these type of things. But harm per se is something that exists in the cause of action in the common law courts, and we don't have to prove up harm per se. We just fucking stick you with it. And that judge doesn't get to say shit. He's a finder of fact. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
See, there it is. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Oh, damn, all the way up to 25,000. So a lot of venues like your state district courts will not be able to hear some of these actions. Some of them cap at 20, 15, limited actions at 10 in my state, I believe. Um, yeah, that's good. There's no fluff there. You know, when you're holding this up, I'm not seeing a bunch of fucking wherefore twos and a bunch of speculation or you know, bullshit. For me, it's almost beneficial to have a fellow like you or me give their statutory interpretation of this thing, which is necessary. You know what I mean?
There you go. That's probably a better way to look at it. There you go. Yeah, I
Right,
figured.
right. Yeah, yeah. Here, let me put you on full screen, brother. I don't know why I didn't do that. I'm over here bumping my gums and not trying to run this thing correctly. What happens here, like the failed procedures are three times the you know the damage. So as a statutory damage would be like uh, if you have um, a misrepresentation in the truth in lending in a mortgage, that would be $75,000 under TILA. But if you're bringing it in an action of this nature under this section of code that they're talking about, the statutory damages would give you the chance to take that up to what would that be? $450,000. You know what I mean? Uh,
Yeah, it says it right here. I'm just still leaving it up. Hold on for a second. Gotta charge my
Sure.
phone.
No, you're good. It's hard to do this. What I like to do in that situation, if I'm using a phone, is I'll move it to the back facing camera and I'll lay that shit down, kind of like with something propping it up a little, so that you ain't gotta like break your neck to see it.
No,
Yeah,
there it goes.
yeah, exactly, exactly. I've been having a problem trying to read aloud things lately. I find myself doing the every 2 or 3 words, and it's really killing me. So if you wanna breeze through this, you're welcome to, or I'll chop it up. Up to you.
Oh no, like that. I mean, like that's about it. I was just
Oh
saying
yeah,
like
these
that.
people can pause and look at it themselves. And again, I would like to suggest that everyone not be a lazy, fat, stupid American who's afraid of these people and fucking get in there and get your hands dirty, dude. You cannot be afraid of these things. There's nothing to fear. Their power, their authority over you is merely consent. You know what I'm saying? Like we have to come in there and give them the ability to run sua sponte. We have to you must go in there and not contest jurisdiction, not dispute the debt. These things, this is how they get you. When you don't show it all, they'll enter a default judgment on you. But there's even a way to fix that. With the Patrick Devine was and Gene Keating were really good to have given us tools with which we can even defeat these things. Um,
Yeah, I'm still deciding when I do write this letter, at least this sample letter right here.
mhm.
It's like, do I want to put my fucking social security number on the fucking letter to these people? I can see
Well,
to the
brother,
bureau.
it's not yours. You certainly don't have to. What I would do is I would redact all but the last four numbers. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Their use of it without an SSA 89 is a motherfucking that's a crime. That's a crime. You know that they don't get your fucking permissible permission in the form of a fucking wet ink signature. You know, this all these documents and the e-verify, all of that DocuSign, these are unconstitutional. They are fucking absolutely fraudulent. And let's say in my district, the 30th district of Kansas, for instance, last October they were hacked and everybody's information was leaked. If you were involved in court in this fucking county for the last 100 fucking years, your parents, all their information was fucking leaked. They didn't even apologize for it publicly. They put little fucking tiny, regular office-sized fucking sheets of paper up in front of the terminals in the county court here, in the district court, my bad, saying, "Oh yeah, oops." And I mean, it was in the smallest typeset and font that they could fucking find, and nobody saw it. And when you go telling these people, they're so depressed from being unemployed, penniless, jobless, homeless, carless, phoneless, and addicted to every motherfucking drug available to them for what they can steal from each other. They will not do anything to save themselves because they're fucking terrified of these people. In my hometown right now, a man may or may not have gotten drunk, accidentally shot himself with a 357, and then
Ooh.
tried to leave town. And all of a sudden, they are telling people that they have no firsthand knowledge of, with no witness statements, no signed affidavit of probable cause, no warrant. They're saying that they're going to lock people up for a homicide, charge them with homicide, because they believe that they might have been present for that. There's habeas corpus, motherfuckers. There's over 150 different versions of it, but you must produce the body. If you come with statements like that as an officer, that's fine. They can lie. They can say whatever the fuck they want, but they are subject to collateral attack. At this point, an officer doing this in a criminal court or intending to take this into these fucking state-sponsored fucking terrorism state of Kansas criminal courts, it's a complete fiction with prosecutor with no fucking firsthand knowledge. Trinzi versus Pagliaro. They're moving into the territory of false arrest and imprisonment, and they've definitely already committed defamation. They violated the statutory and federal right to be let alone. And the same has happened to anybody that's having a debt collections action. Which part of 16? Which part of the 1600s of Title 15 does it say that let no section of this code something the ability for a debt collector to bring suit? You know what I'm saying? They don't have the ability to bring suit against us. The judge fucking knows that.
1692.
Prosecutor sure as fuck knows that.
Yeah, I think it's 1692F. I think that's what it is. Yeah. I think.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. I believe it is.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, I think that's F. I ain't got it in front of me right now. Fuck. Uh, yeah, I think. Let me see if I can probably find this bitch real quick.
Oh, you're fine if you want to. This fucking train is so bad here. I wanted to look up the difference of a statement, billing statement, and fucking bill real quick for the people that are having these junk debt buying parasite fucking firms like Blitten Gaines or Portfolio Management or Portfolio Recovery. What was the big one that just got their fucking ass handed to them on the East Coast a couple years back? God,
Sounds
I
like
can't remember.
Midland.
Pardon?
Sounds like Midland.
Yeah, well, yeah, dude, it was Midland. I think it was in Texas. Yeah, they got fucking raped. Blitten Gaines got raped up there somewhere around you last year. You know, they ended up settling out of court, which I fucking called it from the beginning. They know, the judge knows. When I mentioned the trust, my second appearance, it was my third or fourth appearance. He kept the judge kept continuing this thing without any argument from counsel. Adverse fucking counsel didn't show up to prosecute his case 2 times. And in my state, I have the right to have that thing fucking tossed. It was already sitting there in limbo for failure to prosecute when they were granted a continuance to finally fucking serve me the summons. To which their fucking process server said I was playing drums, and I mean I got a lot of tattoos, and I hate fucking process servers. I fucking hate cops. I fucking hate attorneys, and I fucking hate all the judges So when I see somebody knocking, and you know what that motherfucker is standing there holding that shit. I didn't open my door. My dog was going nuts. I did have a gun tucked in my fucking waistband, and I didn't say shit to you. I was like, get the fuck up off my porch, dude. You're trespassing. And in the statement, it says that he was threatening me, but he couldn't hear what I was saying. He said he couldn't see the suspect or hear what he was saying, but I threatened him, and it was me. And then at the bottom, the attorney, I'll never forget this cocksucker, fucking, I don't remember what his name is. It'll come to me, but he says Michael Avante, this little balding fucking dude in his late 30s whose wife left him for a lady and took their family business and just fucking raped him in the divorce. He's a shitty attorney, obviously, but he tried to appeal it and got fucking raped by the appellate courts in his state. And
You're going out again, man. You're going out.
Back to the trial court to fucking get it one more time from him. He had the balls to, or whatever.
Oregon. Oregon.
Be a pilot for the Empire.
You're borging out. You're borging out.
And we're already over here watching Obi-Wan get slaughtered. And it's vexatious, and it's bullshit, and it should be fucking disregarded, and they should be awarded summary judgment. Well, I mean, if that's true, and I'm still wondering why this asshole's fucking talking, because he's not sworn in via Ardore. He's not fucking got any firsthand knowledge. And under Trinzi versus Pagliaro, he needs to shut the fuck up or get sworn in. You know what I mean? Anybody that's in an affidavit, it doesn't matter. That affidavit validating the death that they file with the petition is bullshit. It's a robo-signer 100% of the time. I have the files to prove it. Anybody that needs them can find me at bleaknarratives@gmail.com or the bleak narratives at Telegram, or you can catch me at your mom's house sometimes, like late early Sunday morning, I guess. Sometimes a guy gets lonely. But no, I don't know why I say shit like that. I guess it's hard to take this shit seriously, dude. And my peers bullied me my entire life, and I was such a dainty, effeminate fucking nerd. And if I had a shit sandwich, they had two, and they were just amazing, man. I don't know what it's even like. They'd kick every ass in the fucking room and fuck all of our girls, and then they got sent home because of the deadly cold. And all of a sudden, they lost their fucking nuts, and you're left with guys like us. We're the fucking heroes now, man. We are in a sad fucking state when a dude that's my size has got to tell full-grown ass men that they can't be put in prison without trial for a fucking homicide with no body, no witness, no probable cause, but statements of policy officers. They weren't even motherfucking deputy sheriffs or sheriffs, man. These fucking policy officers can't even take you to jail. They must take you directly before the magistrate in every fucking state in this country. If you didn't know that, you're welcome. If you had this happen to you in the last 3 years, this is called a magistrate failure, and it'll be enumerated in your state's codes as it is in the federal rules of civil procedure and the federal code of regulation. Look it up. Go ahead, brother.
No, it's not 1692F. It's H or some shit. Like what? It's either D or H, I think. I'm not sure. I know when I do sue them, I'm gonna try to see if I can use F8, 1692 F8, using any language or symbol other than a debt collector's address on any envelope when communicating with a consumer by use of mail or telegram, except that a debt collector may use his business name if such name does not indicate that he is in the debt collecting business.
If it's registered with your state's Secretary of State. If you're using a middle initial or something like that, if you're using a name that's not a full name, it must be registered with the Secretary of State. Or these people are doing fraud in and about commerce. Use of a fucking false business name, unregistered and unlicensed business name in commerce. Get the fuck out of here. That's how you get put in a stopple. You know, go ahead. Sorry to interject there, but I mean that's another thing that these people got to know. This is how you lose. You beat them right off the bat. There is no Gayton T Wood. There's a Gayton Tannen Wood, but that's not on the paper. It's just like the court seal, the file stamped by the deputy court clerk or the court clerk themselves. Is it in Boston raised or is it fucking lithographed? If it's lithographed, then they have just fucking committed a felony. And if that judge likes to say otherwise, then he's witness tampering, obstructing, and it is a felony to lie from the bench. Bam! You say shit like this to them, and they will fucking suck into their own asshole like a goddamn fucking black hole. You know what I mean? And implode. They don't know what to say to something like this when one of us says it. When you know these things, you could neutralize, if not just fucking disrupt and melt these motherfuckers like salt on a fucking snail.
Yeah, my only thing is that Blitton Gaines is a registered agent in Illinois, and it's still that they probably could slide past that shit because it just says Blitton Gaines PC attorneys at law. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they might fuck up off me. Damn, big ass mosquito. Yeah, like it just says Blitton Gaines PC attorneys at law.
How's it
But that's
registered in your state? Have you looked? I'll
yeah,
pull it
yeah,
up. Okay.
yeah.
Is it the same?
You said is it what?
Is it the same? Is it registered Blitton Gaines, comma PC, P.C. Because that's how it is in mine. If they're using attorneys at law after that on an official document that's claiming that you owe them a debt, that they ever lent you any money or gave valuable consideration or gave you full disclosure or fucking had you sign an SSA 89, you know, these are all fucking
Feel
necessities.
free to elaborate on that if you don't mind.
Which one?
What you just said, like the fact that it has attorneys at law and they're still collecting a
Okay,
debt.
so if you and
Yeah.
I own a trust, and it's called the Carter and Associates Charitable Trust or Charitable Kansans, we call it CAC. You know what I mean? Get you some CAC. Make your CAC donations. But we, you know, on the side, we're fucking sending out fucking flyers and have our website listing that shit with the fine print that says Kansans for Trump as a political PAC, political activist committee. You know what I mean? An organization that's a 508 or it's a 501, and they do donations. They accept donations and stuff like that for people's campaigns. Well, we all know that's not what that's used for. Like most of us probably know, there is no fucking money. This is how they're laundering money, and this is where these little things like the MoneyNet daily log, transaction log 120 come in. When you start asking for these fucking things and you start demanding, if you're in the federal courts, there's a federal thing through the DOJ that you can demand the filings of the fucking judges, so you know what they own. For instance, the small claims and limited claims court judge in Sumner County, Kansas, owns. You know, he is the CEO of the largest company shipping foods to gas stations like Quick Trips and Quick Shops, Conoco's, the little sandwiches and shit that they have. Guess where those are made? Prisons in Kansas. Where you're at, Michael Jordan owes like a substantial amount of the Illinois prisons. I've been told it could be up to 40%. I've never found anything that I would want to put my stamp on because it's very well hidden. Now they make J's in fucking prisons in Illinois that he owns, and they're in there for fucking stealing J's and killing each other over J's. What the fuck? Suge Knight owned a substantial early investment shares of California's prisons, although he lost those over time. And this is why Death Row was among the first to come out with the, well, I don't want to say the beefing and shit, because Big L had people he would say were fucking whack. They're whack rappers everywhere. They're whack rappers from fucking Kansas, and I'd smoke every one of their ass. You know what I mean? From the hip, from the mind. And so that's fake. Tupac's nickname when he toured with Digital Underground as a fucking dancer was Sugar Snatch. Think about it. Like, how do you want it? He's sitting there talking about all this shit he's going to do to the chick. Then he says, nigga, tell me how you want it. Wait a minute. I ain't never heard a black dude call a chick that before. He's talking about a fucking dude. You know what I mean? Like, and that's because these dudes that's what they do. You go back and watch Biggie's videos where they're dancing with Puff by the pool. Them are fucking dudes in t-shirts that got like bikinis and fucking like women abs on them. It's like this place is controlled by a race of fucking cannibal fucking trannies, dude. I mean, sorry, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So that's how serious we need to take this. These people shouldn't be any more scared of a cop that's trying to interrogate them than a detective that's pulled them into the station for actual questioning. Than they should be a fucking judge or a fucking court clerk that doesn't want to file. Every one of these guys has rules. If they don't follow them, every one of these men and women can be sued as men and women, as well as in their professional capacity as whatever the fuck they're acting as. This is what Calvin's got himself in here. But and he had said earlier today in a conversation on the telephone that this leads him to a spot where he barely knows where to start with all the fucking FTCPA violations, let alone all the fucking deprivation of rights under color of law, the fucking deceptive and false business and trade practices, the professional standards and codes of ethics. There's so many fucking violations. You could start now. You might get done sometime in your fucking mid-50s, you know?
Yeah, I'm looking at the they damn, I'm trying to see something, man. They are registered under the fucking up under the Secretary of State. Oh, wait a fucking second. Get the hell out of here. Get the fuck out of here. The registered agent says Fred Blitt. Under Blitt and Gaines PC, it says
So,
Fred Blitt. And under
yeah,
the Blitt and Gaines PC attorneys at law, it also says Fred Blitt.
bro, I thought Fred Blitt was dead. I thought that was one of the original people that merged it with the Gaines. I believe his daughter owns that, and she's not got the name. She's married. In my state, that's how we have it registered, and in Virginia, I know that's how it's registered. It's not registered to a man at all. What you've
Yeah.
got there is like what we've got with my mortgage servicer, MMS, means Members Mortgage Services. It's registered separately in every fucking state that it does, and it's a little bit different on the the UCC filings and shit. And so it's because they're doing fucking fraud, you know. But proving that is very difficult. Man, you got a hell of a setup, bro. Jeez Louise, nice.
Oh, I appreciate it. Yeah.
I could lose myself in there. You would never get me out of that room, wherever that's at, man. Yeah, the cat box in it. I'm still down. You're gonna have to get me out of there with a gun and a mask, man. Boo, you know.
That fucking cheap ass apartment I stay in.
Do you miss entertaining now that you ain't out playing?
I still be playing. Yeah, I just
Oh,
I haven't made any music for myself in a while, but I still play piano. Yeah, I was just playing at church yesterday. Yeah.
no kid. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. Yeah, it's always nice to have another man that's like understands that there is the ultimate grantor. You know what I mean, and that you must lift that motherfucker's name on high and give him the praise that he's fucking worthy.
Yeah, this holy shit. They don't have the registered agent is in the name.
You'll find if you're looking with your state's business registries as well that there's probably a good chance that they're not registered to do business in your state, even though they'd be headquartered in there somewhere. Although the headquarters for the parent corporation for that thing is, I believe, in Virginia. It's in one of the Virginias. I believe. I know that where they got fucking hammered on that class action was up north where you're at. It may have been. It may not have been Illinois. What's that? Michigan. It might have been Michigan, where they're like in the UP or something like that. That was kind
Yeah,
of,
I think it was Illinois, Michigan. So I'm looking up my
yeah.
business, man. Like my registered agent is Northwest because that's what I use. But like you go back to fucking Blitt and Gaines, it says Fred Blitt.
Would you like to go into why you're looking up this information right now for the people that are retarded and lazy? No, I'm teasing.
Man, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I'm so fucked up over this that I forgot.
No, okay, so I can bump up on it real quick. See, if these people don't have the proper fucking agency and the proper authority the delegated authority to fucking come after you and prosecute these things, if they're not the actual representative of Capital One or representative of fucking Countrywide, but a fucking third party interloping debt collector to which you have no contractual agreement, no obligations, no duties, no responsibilities. They have no rights. They have no fucking they have not paid the taxes. And these people are fucking criminals. I'm not talking white collar crime. What they're doing is depriving you of your life source energy, your value source commodity, and something that cannot be returned, not in the form of money, not in the form of time. Um, if the tree falls in the forest and you're not there to hear it because you're getting sued by blatant fucking gangs, and there's no tree, there's no sound, there's no forest, there's the fuck all. There's you being made whole, or that judge getting thrown off the bench, getting his bonds leaned, losing his home, his fucking goldfish going to jump out the bowl and die on the floor. His wife's going to run away with his sister. His fucking kids are going to hang themselves. His dog's going to shit the floor and run out into traffic. Everybody loses everything because these people, this shit is held together by fucking shoestring and bubblegum. And the second everybody drops their fucking nuts and talks to these fucking criminals like they are, a bunch of word game playing sissies who cross-dress at work and pretend to have power they don't have and hope that we never notice that they pay fucking taxes, and that's not government. These motherfuckers need to hang. They need to hang because Congress fucking said so. Not Kevin Talbert, Congress. So sorry, man. It's hard for me to not say that shit, dude.
Yeah, I think when I submitted the dispute letter, I'll leave my social out, and then
You
with
should.
the
You should. I would. If you're
yeah,
gonna do it, I would.
I don't know who the fuck's reading the mail. That's bad enough. The lawyer from the last case called out my shit, and then I'm going through this identity theft bullshit. I don't trust him. So yeah,
Dude,
like
that'll be
same
in the
with
next
it.
minutes. That shit's gonna be in Court Listener. That shit's gonna be in fucking Pacer. Whatever your state's equivalent is for fucking like in Oklahoma, they have to do the open record stuff where you can find anything in an Oklahoma court. You can find any document that's filed, the warrants, they're all there. And so, yeah, no, what he's talking about is he's at a fucking massive violation of his privacy to which he cannot recover. The injury from that needs to be made whole. And if he's not made whole, then there's injury there as well. This is a never ending cycle. And they just hope that you don't know what you're doing or you'll give up. And so, I mean, we know what you're going to do. We know what I did. That no one's going to want to bring an action against me ever again. I'm sure that the mortgage or the foreclosure mill that came after me they're called logs, which is funny, like shit logs or whatever. Because I'm going to flush these motherfuckers so fucking fast, dude. I'm going to upper decker that fucking bathroom. I'm going to tell them it's a lovely meal, and I'm gonna leave with their daughter. No, they're fucked. They're fucked. They committed so much fraud just in the filing of those documents. The court clerk committed fraud in the allowance of the filing of those documents. They should know what is and isn't fucking, the correct paperwork or an actual note, a wet ink signature, the original copy, a certified copy, and they don't do that to anybody but us.
Yeah, nah, same with the account number. I'm just gonna I'll leave the last four on there.
Go
Just
for it.
cause yeah, cause like I don't know. Now when I
Oh,
read Experian and TransUnion and Equifax, then I'll put all that shit on there just to because I think Experian, TransUnion, Equifax, they need that information to further find the accounts because it's like billions of people or some shit like that. Apparently there's a motherfucker from like Cambodia or some shit like that that helps with reporting some of this shit. It's like a third party
huh.
agent. Something like she says she explained it in his book. It's from a different country, but
Well, I mean, we
basically,
get we get people on our side doing the same shit, like that was the Devontae Del Rain. I think that dude's put out some of the best, shortest, most brief and fucking concise fucking documentation that I've ever read. And that dude, you'd think he'd struggle. I'd say English, obviously, probably a third language for that fella because they speak, I think, Afrikaans and what's the other language they speak in South Africa? Oh yeah, kangaroo. You know what I mean? But yeah, no, they so and you'll find that you'll like Boris, Law of Boris. This dude is from Canada and he's solving fucking injustice in my very district with somebody who's had their livelihood taken from them for fucking what they're claiming is animal abuse. But these people they have a puppy mill, man. Like
yeah, yeah.
so we've got to come together to stop this. And I mean, but people like us are no different than the people that are charging you $500 for this information, except for we're not fucking crooks, you know.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. Go ahead.
no, that's it, man. I like the fact that you're willing to come on here and have these conversations with me. Most of the people that would consider themselves a rung above us would not sully themselves with a free live stream on YouTube when they can fucking do a bunch of tax evasion by cheating a bunch of people that are already fucked in the first place. It's dirty. gurus that have to sell you their documents have to sell you their process and documents because the process doesn't fucking work. You know, like the guy that wants you to do the FRNs for the bill of exchange class or the fucking negotiable instruments class or the accepted for value class. Give me a fucking break. This dude is telling you that money's worthless and he's going to show you how to fucking write your make a money order out of a fucking piece of paper, but he's got to get paid your cash that you already don't have.
Yeah, she detailed. I think it's Cambodia. Well, like they verify accounts over there too, and then they report back to
Bro,
Navion and what's the LexisNexis. I
if
think
you
it's
were to
something like that. But
if you were to subpoena Deuces Techum, this person for questioning and to be deposed, this would give you federal or international fucking diversity, and so that you could move this into technically the international fucking courts just by that association. See, so you've witnessed us just kind of dicking around and throwing a racquetball around like we're playing handball or whatever, and all of a sudden we're over here like in a basketball stadium or some shit. You can really fuck with these people every bit as hard as they fuck with us with minimal knowledge and no training. You know.
yeah, I'm still looking for. I think it was in the first. I think it was in the first chapter or some shit. Like, I think, fuck. Yeah, I can't find it. Yeah, I can't. Fuck it, I can't find it. You guys get the book. You get the book. Goddamn it. Yeah,
Right. Yeah. It's a wormhole. I think that this is a big part of it. When I had my initial interaction with Blinton Gaines in the small claims court before the limited claim suit, I, they really fucked me over by tossing the ball around and doing their little shell game with the 3 cups and the 1 ball. By the time it came around the second time, that judge was running out of the fucking courtroom. You know what I mean? Like,
That's how you got out of that
but
shit.
well, what I did was I said, hey, I believe that this is a trust action. I believe that what we're doing constitutes a trust action. I believe that the trustees are present. The beneficiary, I think, is now known. I'm, I need somebody to fucking understand as a finder of fact here. This court needs to know that there are no facts in dispute before it. I waive all rights that it might offer without God, and that somebody needs to come forth over here. Counselor needs to come forth with the fucking check and cut that bitch to offset this motherfucker and or set off this matter. And I should be given the proceeds. They're mine. You know, and when I said that, he starts to pip, and I said, Trinity Pagliaro, I don't even fucking object anymore, man. I'm just shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? Shut the fuck up. And they have to shut the fuck up. You know, and it really doesn't matter. If you feel like using that language, good. I would encourage you to fucking handle this how you would handle it on the streets. These pussies are robbing you. When a cop pulls you over and he asks you for your fucking driver's license, he's already committed credit card fraud by running your license plate. That motherfucker is it's a fucking credit card. But people can't bother finding this information. You try to give it to them and they really they want to argue with you. They think that they don't know. So you hit this motherfucker with a 12 CFR 1024, the dispute the validity of the so-called debt, dispute any signatures that they have, and under the best evidence rule or your state's equivalent, dispute any recordings, filings, UCC, non-UCC, any kind of liens that they've put on this thing, such as an agricultural or mechanics lien.
What type of law is that again?
All of this falls under the UCC. You haven't even gotten into the USC, the FDCPA, the CFP. Not like the oversight committee. The problem with the CFPB is that they don't do their job. It's just like the bar grievances. They go to the bar, and some other baby raper who's been raping babies longer is going to be like, "Hey, junior baby raper partner, you better tighten up your baby raping, or you're going to get us all hung." Yeah, and then they'll throw your fucking grievance away, but that guy's got to notify his fucking surety. He's got to notice the people that indemnify and insure his ass for the fraud he's doing, that somebody may have a potential claim against him because you just merely filed that complaint. So through mere notice and just briefly skimming over your state's fucking rules as far as the attorneys, or the bar's rules as far as the attorneys, and your state's particular code of conduct for or the court rules for civil or criminal procedure, you have made this guy's fucking annual indemnities fucking insurance go up $25,000. You know, it's a lot of fucking money.
Yeah,
That's the first one. The second one, then they have a suspension and it has to be reviewed. The third one, they lose their fucking license for a year. If it's serious, they get disbarred. If they're disbarred, they can no longer practice law. There is no fucking license for law. It's a business license with your state. It's just registered different with your state's fucking little UCC filing. All this is fraud. All this has fucking been enumerated from the common law, which has been fucking placed into the statutory code, the federal code, which has to be followed under the supremacy clause. And then, of course, we also have Haynes v. Kerner, where they must, the finder of fact must construe your fucking filings liberally. If he knows what you mean, but you use the wrong word, and he decides he wants to play that fucking ins legis game with the sua sponte fucking fucking, you know, assault against your fucking jurisdictional challenges and shit, then don't get disheartened when you get fucking run over. Have your appeal ready. File your notice immediately. You must file your appeal along with the brief and all that shit within a few weeks. In most states, it doesn't go much longer than 14 days. Some of them 20. But you just be ready for it. It's really this is a battle of paperwork. It's a flurry of paperwork. This is the war of papers, and that's, you know, that's what they refer to it in the beginning before you start discovery. Everything that you ever met with, you want to hit with a federal 12b6 or your state's equivalent to dismiss for failure to state a claim upon which relief can be granted. My friend here does not owe anyone anything. My friend here has an exemption with the United States Treasury. All he lacks is a Treasury direct account and the ability to move himself into private banking, and he can fucking take these little things that they're issuing him. It's a charge. This is why it's you get the list of things that you're being charged with, because they're doing credit card fraud. You can't fuck with somebody's credit. You can't, any coupon, book, card, facsimile, or fucking plate that contains any information by which they can find his social security number, and credit can be accessed for the use of fucking goods or labor or services received that he's not given a cut to, is again a fucking crime. I'm not saying it's shooting somebody in the kneecap, but these people are criminals. They're people hate attorneys, and they say these motherfuckers lie. Let's make jokes about how attorneys are so full of shit. And then when I get a DUI or get pulled over with a little bit of meth, I'm going to freak out, submit to a blood test, and then go hire a fucking baby raper. These people do not work for you. You should not be scared of this fucking prosecutor or judge. That judge has two jobs. He determines the facts in accordance with the state's rules of evidence and what has been submitted to him that he can see with his own eyes. It's there for inspection. And then he takes those facts and he applies the fucking law to him as it comes. And so, you don't even have to have a jury to take this guy's fucking power away from him. You just have to say, dude, if you're obstructing me from my fucking remedy at law here, what you're doing, it moves you outside of the scope of your employment, and you are no longer indemnified. I will strip you of your fucking so-called immunities. They don't exist anyways. If they were immune, why the fuck would they have insurance? I mean, they think we're stupid. They make the fucking money in the denominations the same color as the fucking monopoly money, because they think you're fucking stupid and you won't do shit. You're gonna let them steal from you and your kids. But I mean, like my guy here, my friend has been doing this. How long? When did we first start talking? Maybe 6 months ago or so.
it's really been a year, but yeah, 6 months
Shit,
ago
yeah,
we started talking. Yeah,
yeah. But I mean, you don't really hardly ever bother. You're like Earl. I cannot hear from Earl for 6 months sometimes, but I know whatever Earl's doing, whoever brought that claim against him fucking wishes they hadn't. You know,
yeah,
Earl's going to slap everything down with that fucking 12b6 immediately, because they don't have a fucking claim. Even the police, the fucking sheriffs, the courts, the fucking prosecutors, they are acting as a fucking debt collector. They are acting in an attempt to collect a debt, and just the mere fact that you've not been fucking Mirandized means that they've committed a fucking $1,000 violation. If they don't fucking tell you before and after, like in the beginning and the end of every conversation or communication, that this is an attempt to collect debt, they fucking owe you some money.
one
There's a
small
window on your
thing.
envelope.
Yeah, what
Pardon?
Could you mind going over that 12 CFR shit again? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, 12 CFR OC. This is a servicer rule that I was throwing out for robust loss mitigation uh, activities, and this is under the Dodd-Frank Act. It's Dodd-Frank Act, and this is regulated by the CFPB for mortgages. I suppose it would be for leases on rental properties or fucking evictions. You could use this for credit cards. If your credit card loan is being serviced, which now they're claiming is happening here, this account has been placed with Litton Gaines for service. They're a servicer. That is a fucking intermediary. It's a non-depository fucking intermediary for the bank as a prosecuting attorney. The bank is the court. It's a servicer for the fucking credit card company, allegedly, because they should be having the permissible permission and fucking delegation of authority and the minutes, the corporate charter minutes and the bylaws that say that they are the representative fucking counsel for blah. And so I've taken a term that's largely associated and fucking relegated to the dustbin of motherfucking mortgages. If I say servicer to most attorneys, they're gonna fucking laugh at me. You're
Yeah.
talking about fucking foreclosure, you dumb dick. Well, what are you trying to do to my account, motherfucker? Are you not foreclosing on me right now? Get your black slide. Send those pussies back to the book. You get pulled over and they're saying you're driving or that you're moving out, you've exceeded the speed limit. What is the definition of exceeded? What is the definition of traffic? What is the definition of
So a
lane?
servicer, so a servicer is
You
pretty.
motherfuckers aren't even putting the correct car number, Yeah,
So a
yeah.
servicer
What's
is
that?
pretty much. So a servicer is pretty much a third
Anybody
party
that
in the
services a
middle.
debt. Anybody that services a debt. Bro, if a debt is money and let's say that I make picnic tables and you've got pies and I like your pies and I've got a picnic table to fucking eat it on. Boy, you're like, well, fuck, dude, I'll give you X amount of pies for a table. And I'm like, well, you're like, fuck it, I'll buy two. Well, I've only got enough pies for 1.5 tables. So can you make me a half table? And and I'll give you these pies. And so you take these pies and you're like, I don't need all this fucking pie, dude. I sure would like a tablecloth. Dude over here makes them. And then all of a sudden you've given him that half table or whatever. So you still owe me, for the pies, for the table. And I know this is a terrible, terrible example, but we are seeing right here this debt being distributed, negotiated, and serviced by various parties throughout. And you just have to understand the role that you're playing and the hat that you're wearing. I don't mind being a trustee, but I want this to happen under the fucking absolute guarantee and assertion that I will be able to remove that hat when I've fulfilled my obligation and become the beneficiary that I am indeed. But they want to lie to you. They want you to not know what's happening here, and that they've traded your fucking they've traded your deposit. We deposit every day when we get up and take a shit. I'm not lying. Everything we do is worth money to these people, and so they are persons. They don't have souls. They don't have landmarks like we do. When you become incorporated, you are a talking dead corpse oration. And this is really the game they're playing with us. Much like when you walk into the apartment, you just fucking viewed and paid for later with your shit, week later with the first time, you feel like it's a different place. And that's because you become entranced. When you wake, a party for the dead in the morning, sadness, you say, hey, good morning, good sadness. I'm going off to my employment. This is a prefix and a suffix wrapped around the word trick. I'm going to work all week until I'm weakened, and I might go to the parish so that I may not burn when I perish. And they think this shit's funny. We're going to figure this shit out, and we're going to fucking rip these people in quarters, man. It's happened over and over and over again throughout society, and they fucking laugh about it and say, let them eat cake. So these elites that call themselves elites, they couldn't run a city block to save their life, and their hired guns will fucking turn on them in a fucking heartbeat. They call this the chaos doctrine, Calvin. This is how I won the second case. Is that I told them, I said, if this motherfucker continues on the prosecution of this course and litigation against me and my person, then I will say before this court on the record things that are going to fucking tip the scales of your chaos doctrine. These American public, they need to know what's happening here. And when they figure it out, because they fucking are no longer able to suppress this shit with their fucking court record sealing of these cases, It's over.
Yeah.
They will be ripped from their fucking seats into motherfucking pieces. And
Yeah,
so
man.
people that fear being charged with something they didn't do, or people that understand that you do not owe a debt because they're using your securities to fucking get paid for this in the first place. That's where your statement is. It is a statement. I am stating $680. There's no hyphen before that indicating that it's a negative number. It's not written in red indicating that it's a debt. It is
It's
not a
been
true
said
bill of
that
commerce.
it's been said that watch this dude on YouTube. I think it's called Lawyered or some shit like that. But basically, it was saying like the original creditor, they sell the debt to a trust that they have. It's a debt trust that they have, and then
It's
from there
called
they sue out.
bifurcation. It's called bifurcation. And then after that, they'll post this in different markets in what they like in mortgages and real estate. It's a REMIC. It's a real estate. Fuck. I don't. Real estate mortgage investment conduit. In what you're talking about, they sell the debt instrument in what's called a bulk acquisition. So like Blitten Gaines will
He said
buy
something like,
thousands of so they'll buy thousands of bulk. It's like basically like parse data sets before they're parsed. Like on GitHub, you got to go figure out how to parse this data set so that you can make a cold call list out of all these phone numbers or whatever. It's no different than that, except we're dealing with securities and fucking notes and bills of exchange and bankers acceptances, drafts, trade acceptances, and things of that nature instead of phone numbers. But all of that, I mean, your phone number doesn't belong to you any more than your social security number does. If you want to hold on to it to tell these people that they owe taxes and to report them to the IRS, then hold on to it. If they want to use it to fucking charge you in a court of law, then you fucking get a certified copy of your birth certificate and say, I'm here on that matter. How could I be a name? Because they're going to ask, are you not Kevin Talbot? Because if Kevin Talbot doesn't get up here, Kevin Talbot is going to have a warrant issued for Kevin Talbot's arrest because they think they're cute. Kevin Talbot is that motherfucking thing on that piece of paper, just like you. Like, remember when you told me your full name? And I was like, well, yeah, what's your middle name? And you're like, nope. Because you don't have to. You don't have to identify as that fucking name at all if you don't want to. I identify as the sound of Toto, because it's a beautiful song. Bam, 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 bam. You have to say that for me to respond to you. And then there it is. They have to do that the whole fucking time. I mean, seriously, like that's how much authority they have over you. Just like I like to say about my former roommate, he was the manager of the McDonald's here in town. If he caught me coming out of the bathroom without washing my hands, he might give me some shit because we live together. But if he tries to make me go back in there and wash them before I can come back out, I'm going to tell him to fucking eat my shit. Same thing with that judge, that clerk, that fucking arbitrator, that mediator, or that fucking cop, or that investigator. They can eat my shit. The federal government can eat my shit. They are foreign to me. They are operating outside their jurisdiction, which the United States, to which they are authorized to do business, is 10 square miles in Virginia, Guam, the Dominican Republic, Haiti, Puerto Rico, fucking the Northern Marianas Islands, Sand Island, and the outliers. That doesn't sound like Kansas. Kansas is a republic. State of Kansas is a fucking fiction. Matter of fact, Kansas with any capital letters is a fucking fiction. It's an unregistered fucking false artifice. It's a false business entity. And if they're using the mail, this constitutes what does postal fraud fall under? It's 342, 343, 350. It's something I can't remember, but those are, just the mail fraud alone. Like them sending you these documents. If you wanted to, you could fucking copy pasta, fucking postal mail fraud, fucking for what is that called? Harassment, intimidation, extortion, coercion, mail fraud, false artifice and scheme, fucking fraud in the inducement, frauds and swindles, unlicensed business, deceptive business practices, truth in lending violations, professional code of ethics violations, securities fraud, insurance fraud, tax evasion, identity theft. And there's literally about 20 more I could mention. And if anybody really has any question about this, I encourage you to not be a lazy fuck and go look for yourself, or you can get a hold of me on any on all platforms that I'm on, and I'll tell you the same. Show you where to find it.
yeah, I got him.
And then I'm going to
I
tell
got
you
him.
that Daddy, yes, Daddy doesn't want to do this. I want to say this to you. I want you to trust me because I gain nothing from lying to you, and do what this man did. And just this man lapped me. in the first 2 months that he was doing this. I was having to go back to the books for my man here, and that's something that people that have taken jurisdictionary and fucking they bought the fucking Dave Merlin course, and they fucking went to the online seminar that they had to pay for, and they did the Skype call that was $500, and Mansa made him pay $1,200 for this, and T Mika fucking made him buy the fucking discharge that shit class. They don't give them the whole thing. What they do is they sit there and they suck their own dick for a second, and they read some code to these people, and then they take the money of people that are fucking needing help. So don't do this to fix your credit. Don't do this to fucking get out of a debt that you probably should have paid, but I mean, you got behind and whatever. There's no money. Do this because there's somebody underneath you that's going to need to barrel of monkeys out of here, bro. If you got your monkey arm working up here and not down here, you're a bad monkey. You know what I'm saying? You got to be the monkey that's got both arms on, man. If your fucking grabby arm is not grabby, don't you be fucking doing the fucking lift me arm, man. That shit's not right, dude. It's like Nemo. One of them, two of them swim down. They were fucked. If everybody gets a, all right.
Hold on for a second. Yeah, I'm gonna be back. Hold on.
All right. And so I suppose this is something that you guys are gonna catch me fucking blathering on about this a lot, and I do apologize for my blather, but perhaps one needs to hear it. It is essential that you understand your role here. You are the fucking author of this story. You are the main character of this story. You are not a fucking sidekick, and you are absolutely the hero of this motherfucker, or you are a fucking shitty addition to the story. I mean, don't be worthless. The space that you occupy in this place is your fucking castle. You are a fucking pointy instrument that's meant to be used as a projectile when pointed at the appropriate fucking agent, or I suppose adversarial force in this case. Calvin is going to go on to murder these motherfuckers before he even gets a chance to sue them for the shit that they've done to him. He might make enough off of this that he just decides to say fuck it and spend 6 months in the fucking sun somewhere. And I'd say he's earned it. Most people get destroyed by this shit. They don't fucking have the balls or the intelligence or the fucking comprehension or the honor or the bravery or the character or the adept nature of fucking linguistics. They're not as well studied. They're not as well spoken. They're not as well researched. They're not as well fucking backed and grounded in the reality as my man or myself. And so I guarantee you, anybody that argues with this man for the rest of his life is going to fucking lose, because my friend Mr. Carter is not going to fucking get himself into a battle where he is even on equal playing field. That is for shitty tacticians. One knows that if there's a chance you're going to lose, or perhaps you are wrong, then you might just do well to shut the fuck up and listen, and maybe respond accordingly after you've taken the time that's appropriate for you to process this and not react. You respond to these things. Man will never be judged by his circumstances. Man will only be judged by the way that he fucking pisses his pants in front of that shit afterwards, or bites its fucking head off and spits it down its little fucking squirting neck hole, man. Which one are you? Are we mice or are we men? Mama used to ask that question a lot. And she knew the answer. For us, she very well knew the fucking answer for the rest of these fuckers too, man. We are the all-seeing, all-dancing crap of the universe, man. It's like Tyler said, self-improvement is masturbation. Use your time here where the appropriate return on investment will be met and known, and fight this with me. Stand up. These officers are moving outside of their fucking authority against your person in an act of fucking literal fucking war. And your response should be of an appropriate nature. And if your response is to go hire a dude who has a car that's almost as expensive as your house, who went $250,000 in debt directly out of high school at 18, thinking that he knew what was up, and now is not only in debt up to his eyeballs and is not going to catch up with your average fucking trade worker or factory line worker or a machinist until he's in his 40s. This is not a smart man. This is a man who is a narcissist by trade, who has cluster B personality disorders. He must very well be borderline or manic depressive, bipolar, sociopathic, psychopathic. That's not a smart man. That's why they practice law. They practice medicine. Our best guess at the weather. There are a few things that you can be an absolute turd and suck at, like baseball. If you Babe Ruth, they were hitting in the high 200s, man. Hank Aaron, they never hit 33. If you were hitting 33, you were the best motherfucking goddamn person to bat cleanup ever. You know, depending on how your base coaches rock their shit. But any man can sweep any motherfucking thing off of its feet. You simply must have the right broom. And if you do not have the right broom, you must take your ass where that right broom is and make that shit happen. I'm going to run a thing here until my man comes back, because you guys could probably fucking stand a break from my fucking loud ass, stupid ass, fucking sounded like I know something voice. My sons, Hollis and Archer, my daughters, Eden and Jude. May you someday fucking happen upon this. Come on, man. What the fuck? You want to work? Gage, your platform sucks, dude. StreamYard is shit. And I hope that Restroom.io eats you guys' ass. You guys fucking suck, dude.
Here begins the story about the snakes, heavy to carry and light to carry. Furthermore, it was heard
Oh, man, I hate you
that
guys.
there was once two snakes.
StreamYard, I hope you guys
And
get
the
beat to
first
death.
snake, their
I want
bodies
it to
were
be a long. Oh, Hunter Biden. That's pretty fucking funny. Tell me you don't like Hunter Biden, and I'll tell you that you need to lighten up, asshole. You lighten the fuck up. It's funny. Good shit.
Love you guys. Snakes, heavy to carry and light to carry. Furthermore, it was heard that there was once two snakes, and the first snake was called heavy to carry. Their bodies were equally large, and their tails were very long. Being of one mind, they loved each other so much that one could not bear to be separated from the other. And lo, they went along the path together. After they had traversed much land, one snake glided into depression, and the other snake proceeded along the way. On one side of the path, there was a very steep mountain, and on the other side, a very deep body of water. And on the path, a trapper had set up a snare and a pitfall. Inside it was full of burning coals, and all kinds of fiery apparitions rose from it into the air. The trapper was hiding nearby, and when the snake came to that place, it was pleased and amazed at the fiery apparition in the air. But it was not possible for it to avoid the pitfall, for alas, it had to go ahead along this path, and there was no way back. And lo, it paused, and then darted ahead, thinking, I want to jump over the pitfall with my whole body. But because the pitfall was very wide, and the snake's body was long and very thin in the middle, and its tail was very long, it could not cross the pitfall. Its head came across, but the tail remained behind, lying across the pit, and the snake could not pull it over its neck. So it burned there, and it died. And the trapper came quickly, stretched out his hand towards the pit, cut open the head neatly, took the stone, and went away very happy. The second snake came along and found its companion dead, its head mutilated. It cried out from the depths of its soul, Alas, you were very dear to me. And it wept and it lamented bitterly, wailed pitifully, and said, O wonderful brother, how have you died without your brother and in shame? When it had stopped lamenting, it thought to itself, my brother died because he had not thought of a remedy for the body. If I too do not find a remedy for the body, I will also have to die. And it considered the matter curious, because he was a male. He could not bear the separation from his dear tail. Suffering in his body. He could not endure corruption and the suffering in his body. But there is really no other way out. If I endure separation from my dear tail, and endure a little pain in my body for the sake of the soul, then I will be able to jump over the pitfall. Then it returned to the depression, and found the abandoned fire of its shepherd, and it burned off as much of its tail as could be harmful to its body. And when it had become smaller, the tailless body jumped very lightly and crossed the pitfall safely. Of these two snakes, one is the person who loves the body, for whom bearing is troublesome, but who is unconcerned about the soul, and his text is long. The second snake is the person from whom the soul is dearer than the body. The second snake is the person for whom the soul is dearer than the body. There is very little poison in him, and his attachment to the world is very weak, and the fetters binding his soul very thin. And the pitfall, the high mountain, and the deep body of water are the three trenches. The trapper is Ahriman, and the stone, the soul. Ultimately, the old man, without good works, is the one who cannot jump over these three ditches with the tail of the body. But the chosen new man has purged the three poisons from the body, and has borne in his body the agony caused by observing the law. And he can endure separation from his dear wife and children, and from riches, and on the final day, his soul will arise from the body, and will attain the peace of paradise. The end. You guys fight back. Fight back. You can do it. It's worth it. Love you.
I'm tired of the way that things have been. The way that things have been. The way that things have been. Sexy, say no, the master of my seal, the master of my seal. I was broken from a young age, my soul, getting the masses right my poems, but the fuel of my message, the things, taking my lessons, seeing rain, seeing the beauty through the All the hate that you try to turn your spirit to your spirit I'm These lights by the grace of the fire and flame. Your face of the future, the blood in my veins. Oh, ooh, the blood in my veins. Oh, you rain down like.
You're a special type of Michael fucking Talbot, dude. You called me. Look, I don't need nothing from nobody. You, it's the other way around.
Furthermore, it was heard that there was once two snakes, and the first snake was to carry.
And the other snake was called Bite My Bag, motherfucker. My boy ain't back. We'll get part 2 of this tomorrow. Maybe, maybe not. I really don't know. The important thing is that today I had the absolute distinction of the bleak narratives for your fucking litigation greatness and fucking self-improvement means and needs. Tomorrow I will be history, my friend. And that is about all there is. Go your good way, brothers and sisters. Cal, I will catch back up with you if you're watching this, man. I'll give you a call when I get home, brother. I'm going to go skate around a little bit and get high. Oh, here we are. Fuck yeah, that works. What up, brother?
Yeah, my fault, man. I'm here. I don't know. My girlfriend was on the phone and shit, man. Like,
You're good. You're good. I had me a little entertaining moment here. I just somebody giving me a couple of calls that I missed, and I'm like, "Who is this?" I didn't say the contact. My bad. Sorry.
yeah,
I said sorry. They're like, "Who this? Who this? Like, who this?" I'm gonna guess you're white and fucking confused about that fact. Who this? Fucking probably some fucking 20-year-old girl that sells drugs or some shit, I guess, and needs my help, not the other way around. I said, "Yeah, I usually like being ignored, and I tend to reward that kind of fucking stupid behavior with, I'm Michael motherfucking Talbot. Like, what? Who is this? Are you gonna answer my question?" And I get some fucking other dumb shit after that. Michael, who or whatever. I'm like, motherfucker.
yeah,
Look here.
yeah.
Like, I don't need nothing from nobody, man. Somebody calls me. I just people are dumb as fuck, dude, and they need to understand their role. Like, get up on your A game, come up to my level, and let's work. If not, man, iron sharpens iron. Go get down at the bottom where they're fucking using sticks. You know.
Sure. What I was gonna say, like, yeah, that I don't even know how to go about writing this fucking dispute letter to try to throw him under the bus. I was thinking what I was gonna do is fucking, huh?
Making a notice and opportunity under UCC.
Explain.
Hey, man, you guys have fucked up. Here's how you fucked up. Here's an invoice. It's a true bill in commerce. I'll expect that payment made to this account or this way, payable to this. Make it an order instrument. You give them a fucking demand that they need to meet. You don't give them the option to fucking back out at this point. They had that option. They had that option in the fucking in the first phase of these proceedings, man. And they chose to fucking keep moving forward with the fraud. So you hit them for it. And if they don't like that, man, then you take that instrument that they're calling your contract, and you file a copy of it with the clerk, amend it as you like. You send a copy to them, back to their service or agent service or whatever back at the company that originally held the quote unquote account for the quote unquote debt. And you put all the CFPB fucking complaints that you've done and anything else you can get together. You fucking you report them to the FTC and the SEC for fucking unfair trade and fucking securities fraud, because they're doing securities fraud. You hit them at the IRS. You hit them with TIGTA, the Office of the Treasury Inspector General, who hasn't been made whole for this fucking whole transaction. They've been actually cut out of the whole damn thing. You hit them with the W-4 sandwich process with the IRS so that you can get your fucking 18% finder's fee. And you just make sure that the IRS is complied with. I don't know about you, my friend, but I want to make sure that everyone is compliant with the IRS tax code, myself included, especially, first and foremost. But any kind of wrongdoers, you get what I'm saying?
Nah, are you
for the boys there, they'll take care of you. And when they're done ripping these people apart, you FOIA them for the evidence that they had or the things that they found in their investigation. You add that as a self-authenticating evidence in the fucking court's record, and you sue the fuck out of those assholes. They won't be able to do shit but sit there and watch you get your declaratory judgment, your fucking summary judgment, and walk away with fucking money damages. Give an order to execute that judgment and get it.
Now you talking about doing all this before you sue them, or during?
Oh yeah, because this way, dude, you've done the whole administrative process, and there's no need for ADR. You don't need, the judge can't send you to alternative dispute resolution outside the court. Go talk to this asshole in the hallway, shit, which is what they want you to have to do. Because he's going to be like, man, we're prepared to offer you, you owe us $3,200, but we'd settle for 27 right now. And you say, how about I fucking am wearing your socks? You will be by the end of this. That Michael Avante, the only reason I didn't fucking demolish that dude after I fucking put him to shame and probably cost him his job is because he's already lost his family. He don't see his kids. He lost his business. He lost his wife. Had to go work for a different firm. Had to move to the fucking Midwest. That poor motherfucker. There ain't no worse hell than what he's already in. Get beat by my ass. I have a fucking freshman education, man. Shame on you. Imagine what you'll do to these motherfuckers.
Okay, so you saying don't even bother with the dispute?
You can. No, you can do both. You can do both if you want, but I think it's more powerful to have done the I think it's more powerful to have done the hey, here's your notice. I'm a good, honorable man moving in equity, so I'm going to give you an equitable fucking solution here, an equitable way to retreat from this, and I'm going to tell you that you've harmed me. I'm not telling you that you don't owe me money. I'm telling you, you motherfucking do owe me money. And if you don't owe me money, you're going to owe me more motherfucking money, because that shit then becomes times 3. You know what I mean? If they fail to fucking answer your notarial presentment, you give them an instrument. They don't do something with it. They fall into default. You give them notice of non-response. They don't respond to that. Holy shit! Now they're in dishonor. You certify that dishonor with the notary. Fuck out of here, man! You file for a $1 fucking declaratory judgment in a small claims court. They can't show up because it creates joint, and the man's got to come. Small claims court. No attorney can go in there. You know what I mean? Even an attorney can't represent themselves in small claims court. You know what I'm saying? Not as an attorney, but just as a man, And so you take that declaratory judgment, they don't show up. You get that fucking default judgment on the motherfucker. Take that shit to the federal court and file it in there, and they can't say anything. They don't even need to appear. They just got to give you the money. Long before that happens, though, they are going to settle out. They're going to pay. They're going to pay your invoice. And they're probably going to see what else it's going to take to get you to sign an NDA so that this don't happen to them again for a minute. Now that's your choice, bro. It's going to be a big payoff. I couldn't fault a man for taking that money. I didn't. I wanted to be able to talk to you about this or whoever come next. And I don't really think there's going to be a lot of time for next. I don't feel real good. I don't look real good. And people aren't very receptive to this shit. This town calls me Crazy Mike because I ain't got to work. I
Damn, man, you froze up again. Oh, man. Yo, you Borgen. Let me see what I can type.
Sorry, it cut me out there. I don't know where I was at, but you'll get a lot of people that, because the things that we could say on this stream could sound so ludicrous and so fucking hyperbolic and fucking just embellished and completely bullshitty that nobody's got to listen to it. They've got the right to sit there and be a dumb fuck that's a wage slave and fucking thinking that they got to pay down these debts that they don't owe with money that don't exist. I understand, man. It's uncomfortable. It's hard for these people to say, whoa, I'm that stupid. Whoa, fuck, that means my parents were that stupid. I like those guys. Oh, fuck, that means their parents were that stupid. I really like those guys. That's uncomfortable. It's hard to do. And so that's where we find this little cognitive dissonance where it turns into specious reasoning. These motherfuckers just start astroturfing and fucking, ad hom, like eat a sandwich, take a nap is a popular one with me. And I'm like, Dick, I have cancer. You talking about the way I look or the way I sound? Because you need to read a book, you dumb fuck. You know, you're talking. I'm dealing with a bunch of people that don't know the difference between 2 and 2. You know, like or your and your.
You had 2 types of cancers, right? You got 2 types, right?
Yeah, if that brain tumor is real, I don't know. I didn't even look at the scan. I don't believe in it. With the second that I heard about that brain tumor, I switched to non-filters and fucking started like basically drinking battery acid and fucking hanging upside down when I sleep and fucking doing all kinds of dumb shit. Like yeah. I've gotten gnarly with it, dude. I tried colloidal silver. I've tried all these things that these people have told me to try because they want me here. And I mean, there ain't a whole lot of people that want me here for much more than my purpose, and I'm fine with that. You know what I mean? But I miss my family, and I know when I'm on the other side of this bitch, it's going to be and they'll be right there.
Yeah.
You know?
Damn,
so it's hard to want to stay. I'm living for nothing, man. You know?
Shit, man. Hope you get to see your family. Fuck.
If I don't, man, there's going to be guys like you out there that are rocking shit and changing the fucking world. It's a fair trade. This is why Sarah left. I think that in the cosmic dance and the great scheme of things, that my wife is not here because she knew that she couldn't be. Her spirit, her soul source energy, whatever the fuck you call it, it's long gone from this place. Whatever that thing is not my wife. It's clearly swallowed my wife and several other things of mass and density. Yeah, no, man, I had the greatest wife in the world. She's gone, but nobody can take what I had. And so, I lay down with mama every night. She's in here and she's in here. She comes out of here all the time. I still hear her here all the time. You know what I mean? My kids the same. They're half me. They're half her. They're going to be fucking amazing. They're going to be just fine if they are indeed them. And if not, then they're waiting for me. And I need to be getting out of here, catch that bus,
Shit.
I don't really know about the reality of this place. I mean, I understand the structure of it a little better than most, I would say, but I would profess to. I'm pretty secure in that statement. The sickness, I have no firsthand knowledge of that, just like I couldn't tell you what day I was born. Do I have cancer? I guess if so, no. Either way, no. Fake news, dude, because cancer has me. I'm the perimeter fence, dude. It sounds to me like I'm running the show.
Damn, man. Yeah, man. Shit. I just hope you get to see your kids, man. Shit.
Yeah. I'd like to be in good shape for it too. So I get what you're saying. Like I'd like to feel better and be able to run several miles with them when I do, like we used to, and that kind of shit. It's something I can't do right now, but I mean, there's a lot of shit I can't do at any current or given moment. You know what I mean? But man, the sun even shines on a fucking dog's ass every once in a while, So I'm gonna make it. Everything's gonna be fine, man. That bleak thing it's a moniker that's kind of given in jest. People, they don't like the way that I can't be stopped, and there's nothing more dangerous than a man that knows that he can't be beat, dude. I cannot be beat. I cannot be beat. You know what I'm saying? And so, in and of itself, me saying that is like telling GPT that I believe it's God. It doesn't matter what it has to say about that fucking thing. That thing has just been fucking, how do you say? It's been deified. It's through apotheosis. It is now my God. It cannot say anything to the contrary. If I say water is wet and you say that's impossible, silly, don't, bro. Water can't be wet. Water gets things wet, but you don't understand what you're talking. It's like, can you itch a scratch or can you scratch an itch? Like people can do these little words of art all day long. What's important is what we're doing, man, in between there, that little fuzzy zone that most people can't focus on. That's where these motherfuckers are weak. And that attorney, that's the weak link, man. You get him fucking doing the chicken dance, then you fucking turn on that judge. That judge will be doing the chicken dance, then you turn on that bailiff. Before you know it, that's your court. Everybody can do that. I'm a dumb motherfucker with not much fucking wit about me. I'm slow, and if I can do it, fucking trains. But I believe that everyone can do this, man. If I can do it, that's a prime example of why you shouldn't sell yourself short, man. You're way more powerful than you think. Not you. You obviously know, Calvin. You're a bad motherfucker.
Yeah, and that's why I'm like, let me just go ahead and I'm exhaust every option before I talk about settling. I'm not fucking paying these people, man. I'm exhaust every option I fucking possibly can. Then shit.
Absolutely. I mean, you have to. We're in a society where people will spend more time reading about the fridge they're going to buy from Lowe's for $150 than they will about this $30,000 elective surgery they got talked into taking. That's not our fault, man. And really, it just gives us more opportunity to become that Heisman. Where, if first string didn't get injured, man, we wouldn't have even been fucking thinking about this. And now we're a contender. That's fine. All these people that people I've been overlooked and underrated my whole life, man. I'm sure that people probably don't give you credit that you do either. I hope they do to some extent, but I'll bet it ain't where it needs to be. It'd be hard to imagine with the type of thing that you bring to the fucking with the type of thing that you bring to the table. Check this out. Hold up one sec, man.
Yeah.
Who am I looking for? I'm looking for the name of the person I'm talking to who's called me twice, whose a voicemail message I didn't recognize. You can tell me who you are, man, or you can stop texting me at fucking 11:57 when I'm trying to do something productive, bro. I don't know. You're probably just sitting around getting high. Fucking piss off, man. Tell me who you are. Piss off, dude. If you need something, I'll help you with it. If you're gonna keep going down this road, dude, do it alone. Fuck me, man. I don't understand people, dude. This motherfucker's like, I don't know. Who are you looking for? Man, I have told you motherfucking several times who the fuck I am. And it's clear that you're not, your reading comprehension ain't up to snuff, man. I hope you didn't take the ACTs because they don't have a negative fucking category. You know what I'm saying? Like, get the fuck out of here. I don't understand people, man. Like I say ABC and they're like purple fucking Polaroid fucking Tech 9. It's like, no, we were over here, bro. That has no bearing on the conversation. And then they'll just be like, my bike, I like drinking hooch. I gotta make it to treatment. I'm dead. Gotta get to work. And man, no, you don't. And everybody says, oh, you're just one person, Mike, or they used to me. What are you gonna do, Mike? You can't change. You can't save shit. I'm just one person. What fuck says 8 billion of us? Who the fuck do they think's running this show? It's you, man. It's just like that court, dude. I didn't get a chance to send you that fucking Path to Freedom video, and I fucking hate Path to Freedom. T. Mika is a scum, dude. She is the swine of this group of people that are trying to do something here. She's the worst of the worst as far as these greedy, money grabbing, lying, fucking false dreams and hope selling motherfuckers. But her nephew, Caleb, he don't fuck around. He's a child. And he goes in there and tells these motherfuckers how it's going to be, fires the public servant, tells the fucking bailiff to get the fuck out of his way because that's a 1099 employee, not a deputy sheriff. He touches him. Yeah. So I'm headed this way. I don't give a fuck what that person got to say. They're wearing a dress to work. They think they're Saturn and they got a baby hammer. Fuck out of my way. And that's pretty much how he is. He's just polite about it, like how you would do it versus me. And so once you understand this trick, it don't matter what they got up their sleeve. They can go ahead and shake it loose, dude. Game is over. But I will send it to you when I get off here before I take off. It's actually, man, fuck that. I'll just play it real quick, and you can listen to this dude fucking shred this motherfucker. This judge thinks that it's going to do something, and it fucking, you can hear it get quieter and quieter because it knows that it has fucked up. It's like when you stick that fucking speculum in there and you realize, oh fuck, it's got a little thing that latches it, and now I don't know how to make it not look like duck lips, baby. You're on your own. I seen what I wanted to see. Nah, not everybody's life is cool and stealing speculums and shit, but like from the medical place. But my first wife was an interesting lady, man. Interesting lady. Check this out though.
I am here in regards to that.
Can you hear that?
I would like to state again.
Yeah, I hear it.
My right, need a jurisdiction. I would like to let it be known to the court, like I said in my last appearance, I have made full restitution, and because of the situation with my insurance, they did not cover it. I had to pay the full balance out of pocket. It was around $15,000, which has been paid in full. There have been no new law violations since the time I last appeared before this court when I originally accepted the plea. But yes, I did file a motion to withdraw my plea agreement, as I do not, it was filed under duress and without me being in competence of mind. And if I had the same competence of mind that I do now in that moment, I never would have accepted such plea. On top of that, I never actually signed it or read it. It was advised and acknowledged for me. I never actually signed any tangible documents, and I would say it was under the strong suggestion of the public attorney who was here at said time. I am, yes. I am allowed to do that. I'm 18.
She's telling him not to record. Says you can't record here.
So this court does have a record of my fee schedule. I do charge $10,000 if you choose to confiscate my property. I also charge $9,000 an hour for equitable court costs. And I'm telling you that you will be fined under 18 United States Code 1519, which states that whoever knowingly alters, destroys, mutilates, conceals, covers up, falsifies, or makes a false entry in any record, document, or tangible object with the intent to impede, obstruct, or influence the investigation or proper administration of any matter within the jurisdiction of any department, agency of the United States, or any case filed under Title 11, or in relation to or contemplation of any such matter or case shall be fined under this title or imprisoned for not more than 20 years or both.
Now, he's not even halfway through this. This dude is a Carlton. He fucking wears slacks for fun. You know what I'm saying? He is a child. And this judge has been sitting on that bench probably fucking 30 years. And she already don't know what to do, and he hasn't even gotten started.
I am recording for the purposes of gathering evidence.
If you don't turn that off in 5 seconds, the court will find you in direct contempt of court. Now, is that criminal contempt, Your Honor, or is this civil contempt? Because it sounds like you're trying to attempt to do something to me that does not exist.
Yeah, and if you don't know how to fucking verbalize that shit, that's when they use it against you.
I'm gonna get you a transcript of this. It's very slick. It rolls right off the tongue.
Which states that I am not a citizen of the United States, have no jurisdiction. I am operating as the trustee of a foreign express trust, which does not pass the court test of the United States once again. So what is this court's claim for jurisdiction?
Yeah, she's done. She's gonna say under statutory code. Code? That's for an employee. He just told you he's not a United States fucking citizen. Means he's not a slave on the plantation. When they tell you that you better say you're a U.S. citizen on that food stamp application, or that if you say you're not a U.S. citizen, you can't work this job, ask them where they read that. The next time somebody tells you these laws need to change or that we need term limits in Congress, ask them what makes them say that. Ask them about the research. You know, really question their fucking the merits of their argument. They don't have any. Only idiots speak like that because they have no fucking clue what they're talking about. This is the genius of the crowd, as said by Bukowski. Beware the average man, the average woman. Beware their love. Their love is average, seeks average. You know, beware those that preach love. They need love. Beware those who preach peace because they make war. You know, these motherfuckers have nothing. They are nothing. And you're talking to a dead, soulless piece of a corpse oration. When you're dealing with these when you're dealing with these persons, understand that you're a man. I mean, you know this, but these people that are watching this don't. You're not a person. You're a man. You're a woman. You're not a name. You're not a fucking social security number. That don't even belong to you. You're someone that's being wronged. These courts are set up for you. You don't have rules. You have rights. They have rules. They have obligations. You have privileges. You have rights to profits and proceeds. They have fucking scope of employment. They have ministerial duties. You know, yeah. And he goes on and on and on for about 2 more minutes, bro. I'll send you this and I'll get you. I'll have my bot make a transcript on it too, just in case you'd like to find the pieces of it that work for you to put into your document. They are going to try and fight you on this. The first time, And if you lose, that's fine. You know, I ain't never run through a video game that I played and just beat every level on my first try. I probably didn't play that video game very long or long enough to beat it. It's not a challenge, man. A guy like you or me doesn't want nothing to do with it. It's like women. You know what I'm saying? Boy, if you don't have to chase that, and if she don't make you fucking wait, you know, and spend that money and fucking give her that respect, you know, pull that fucking chair out, open that door, stand up when she walks in the room, take that fucking hat off. That ain't a woman. That's a cunt. You know what I mean? There's plenty of those. Everybody got a mom. Everybody got a sister. You know, you're looking for something. You're looking for treasure, dude. You're looking for treasure in that court. You're looking for treasure in your employment. Anybody that settles, oh no, man, I'm not going to ask for a raise, dude. I don't want to piss boss off, man. He just gave me $15 an hour, dude. You're going to settle for 15? You're a fucking moron. You're talking about the guy that says don't talk about our wage. Who does that benefit? Not him by any chance, huh? We benefit from that a ton. You know, like yeah, no, fuck that, dude. Anything these assholes tell you is they ain't even smart. They ain't even smart enough to juke your ass. They say left, they go right every time. You just fucking you know yoink that football out from in front of them like Charlie Brown and watch them say yarg because they will, and it's comical. It's really the first time you see this and you understand that you've been scared this whole time. And I ain't talking to you again. You know what's up. You've been there and you know, and you ain't scared. You know that this is just fucking fake money. You can offset that shit anyways. If you lose, it's just another fucking thing for you to know how to win next time. It's like prison. You don't go into prison and come out dumber. You go into prison and come out a real fucking criminal.
That's
You
the
know?
thing that I was saying that hypothetically, should I do lose this case, I could still use it against him in federal court.
Oh my God, yes, sir. Absolutely. And in the case against the fucking attorney, not the attorney, the case against the court clerk and the fucking judge. You know, because that court
Yeah.
clerk's the one that's in charge there. That county clerk, that district court clerk, the clerk of the court is running the show. That's the one running the bank. That's the bank manager. You're dealing with a teller when you're dealing with that fucking judge. A judge, a finder of fact. If you're doing a fucking a jury trial, my friend, that judge ain't got nothing to do or say but jury instructions and to fucking make sure that you're being played nice with by that child molester in a fucking suit sitting across from you trying to say that you owe a debt. Motherfucking get the fuck out of here. You know, but no, you're gonna kill him, bro. And whatever you decide to do, man, I'm there for you the whole shit, man. I've already got my mortgage wrapped up, and I ain't even worked on it a total of 4 hours. I'm
You
gonna fucking
mentioned,
demolish these people. You know?
you mentioned a few things
Yeah.
as an alternative route. Um, you said in conjunction with the dispute. I'm kind of rereading this shit now. It looks like I may have to just write this shit to the I'm gonna have to write this shit to the credit bureaus. It looks like this doesn't necessarily go to like the the debt collectors look like because I'm looking at it now. Yeah.
Right. If you're disputing that shit, you want the regulatory agency to do it. But I mean, it's good to just bear in mind, like I was saying, that these people aren't going to do anything for you, and they're going to sit by and let these assholes give you a fake fucking answer. They're going to say, "Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I'm your mortgage servicer, but I'm not responsible for your qualified written request."
Now
And then
hold
you
on,
just sue
hold
the
on, hold on.
CFPB too.
She said that. She said that in the book. And she had also said that's what you want them to do. You want them to not respond and not do shit, because that way you got more of a claim when you go to federal court. You got more of a claim when
Them
you go to
federal
federal.
judges, they've got to what's that called when you're tenured? They're tenured. They're there for life. They will not fuck up, and they will not let some fucking attorney or some fucking debt collector or some fucking greedy credit card company ruin their shit. You mess up their nut, and you're gonna get rubbed. These attorneys, like the Credit River decision, when that judge allowed the Credit River decision to go on, I'd say the affidavit of Walker Todd probably is going to end up in a fucking untimely death of a fucking of the higher courts finder of fact. These guys, they
What
don't play a game. They fucking kill each other over this shit. You know.
What's funny is that when I was looking at the credit report, both from Credit Karma and the three bureaus, Bank of America did list that shit, I think, another time and made it current. I think they just changed the amount of it and they made it
Exactly.
current.
I'll
Yeah, like
guarantee the
yeah,
way they did it too. If they'd have filed on you before that and not served you, then they would have filed it again with a different styling, as styled above, like Calvin, Carter, Carter, comma Calvin. They've now done securities fraud, trust, a misappropriation of funds, and fucking they violated the sanctity and the equity of trust in chancery twice, and so they can't even enter the in chambers, in camera court of equity where you can take it, which is exclusive to you. You will be the only one who can speak. There won't be an objection, Your Honor, Trinzy Pagliaro, because that motherfucking attorney can't even go in there. He's got unclean hands. That judge has to take his fucking little robe off, put his baseball cap on, and put a button-up shirt on, and talk to you like one of the boys as he closes that law book, because they do not commingle. Once we move you off into a 508 or something, brother, and we get you into the private banking, there's no secured party creditor. You don't have to become a state national or change your status. You don't have to do anything to your name or do anything, any kind of UCC filings or statements or fucking affidavit of fucking ecclesiastical land, fucking deed claim for your soul with the Hague. But a lot of people do this shit, and that's why we get called sovereigns. These people think that they got to do all this dumb shit they read on Reddit and fucking Telegram, and they don't do any research. And then they go in there thinking that their half-cocked affidavit and their fucking unfinished administrative process is going to fucking save their ass, and it won't. But you, my friend, read the whole document. You understand the whole process before you start moving on it. And if you don't, you're humble enough to ask a question to somebody you think that will. And you're smart enough to ask people that won't tell you if they don't know, and that's, dude, that alone, not just the fact that you haven't harmed anybody and you moving on it, and there is no debt, there was no loan, like just that alone, the fact that you do your due diligence, man. The truth is the only thing that can stand against you when you're lying, which I'm sure you don't. No weapon forged against you shall prevail. No tongue that testify against you shall succeed, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. It's some shit you just mentioned, man. You said, fuck, man.
The 508s in the private trust and equity, chancery.
No, not that, man. You was
unclean hands.
No, it was in regards to the case. It was in regards to doing it. You doing a series of proceedings before you sue them.
Mm-hmm. Now this would be your notice and opportunity. Now this would be under Title III of the United States Code. I don't remember where exactly it is, but it'll be somewhere in Title III. And this says that, hey, you guys have fucked up. It's like a billing error dispute with reporting agencies or your quote unquote servicers, which would be your utility companies, your municipal trash companies, and things of that nature. The tow companies that take your fucking vehicle when you get a fucking driving on suspended or something like that. They can't do this shit. They cannot deprive you of your fucking rights. And those are to be secure in your person's papers and effects, your fucking your property, and to see that all things that are set forth and enumerated into the fucking United States Constitution and the Bill of Rights are protected and upheld. They can't be changed. They can't be added to. They can't be amended. They can't be revoked. They can't be waived. There is nothing these people can hold against you. There's nothing that they can say against you. And once you move them into chancery, which you ain't even got to do, you can beat them in the fucking in the peanut gallery. You can take these guys out and fuck them up in the kangaroo courts. That's fine. You're more than capable. A lot of people that'll be seeing this without the experience, they're not going to want to do that. They're not going to be able to beat Drago. You know what I'm saying? Even with the montage, they'll get fucked up trying that shit because they ain't got the balls and they won't stand on it. You're not going to be movable. They're not going to be able to move your ass. They're not going to be able to fucking hold a finger against you, lift a finger against you, man, because anything that they do after a fashion, once you've given them notice and they fail to respond and meet your motherfucking needs, it's over. It's over. They're going to sit there. They're going to wait for the 10 days to expire, and they're going to wait for their non-response. They're going to wait for that to expire. They're going to wait for their certificate of default. And they've got legal putting that shit together to give you a nice little please package. And that please package could be sent right back to them and modified in any fashion that you fucking like. And if they don't fucking respond to that, then you've just changed the terms of contract and they have to honor those as well. Capital One sends you a new credit card and they say that it's a $1,000 a month limit and then it's at a fucking 32% interest. You mark that 32 out and you say zero. And you say you add to that also 0% interest bearing, and you need that thing to zero out on the first of every month to a zero balance debt. And you send it back to them. You notarize that shit. You put your seal on it. You fucking put a stamp on that motherfucker, especially, which makes you the postmaster of that document. Send it back to them. They're great at sending these little things, but they are absolutely fucking awful at fucking responding to shit if they do at all. And so you will prevail. And this can be done this way. Or this can be done with your process, your administrative process, with your demand to be made whole, notice and opportunity. Here's a notice of the that you taught me. And here's your opportunity to make it right, or we're gonna have a dance off, and you're gonna get served. You know, no. But you know what I'm saying, dude. You know, if
That's the
somebody
part. That's the part I wanted to get. That's the part I wanted to get.
right.
That you
So
get your
essentially, it works like this, Calvin. If you come up and you're like, "Hey, let's fight," and I'm like, "Whoa, I don't want fucked up." That's your offer, and I counter with, "No." If I say, "All right, I accept," you know, or if I say, "Dig a ditch for me by Friday, and I'll pay you $50," that's not a contract. If I say, "Dig a ditch that's a foot wide and a foot deep, and as long as my house by Friday," that's still not a contract. You have to give your consideration. You know, if you say, "Okay, yeah," if you say, "Nah, 50, man, buy my lunches and you know, fucking uh, tell your daughter to send me some nudes," you know, then that's your counter. If I don't come back with something else and I let that default, then I've agreed to that. Now I have to honor it. You know what I'm saying? So this is the law of contracts in a short. But I actually I downloaded a bunch of things off of I forget what the website is. I'll put it on the Telegram tonight. But it's fucking insane, dude. I've got some stuff from the 1700s that still is valid, if not more valid than anything they're doing right now in the state and federal courts. And it all says you. It ain't no me like an opera, dude. They don't have no fucking. They don't have none to stand on. They have to operate the right way in business and commerce, or they just don't get operated. You know.
What I was gonna also ask too, like, because I just saw it in here, like I was overthinking this shit. I
Yeah, bro.
can I can write a dispute letter in regards to the Fair Credit Reporting Act
Oh
to
yeah,
Blitten, yeah, to Blitten
yeah.
Gang, and
Same with the
also the other,
CFPB.
yeah, and also and also the consumer reporting agencies as well. What I was gonna say, is it possible to write a long dispute letter, including some stuff from the Fair Debt Collections Act on what they didn't validate yet?
Absolutely. Yeah, you can launch that to it in the form of an invoice with the additional things that you had the prerequisite things that you had mentioned under those certain sections of code, or you can just put that in the actual document itself, saying that you've also compounded this injury through and by your violations of this, and then your violations of you know, you could say of the equal credit, you know, the trade practices in Kansas. We've got some really great trade practices rules, man. They really did us well. The only state in the country that I feel did better for their people or for their persons, U.S. citizens, is Texas. I don't know about your state, but it can't be any worse than the federal, because they don't have the power to do that. The supremacy clause makes sure that they can't do anything worse or less than the federal government's already offering you, and so it'll be better. It has to. We'll go over this. I'm getting a little tired, and my computer's on 2%. It's gonna die. Well, I'll
Shit.
call you when I get home. We can go over it if you want, or you can hit me tomorrow and we go over it whenever the fuck you want, man. We're both people that have figured this out. We're gonna live comfortably and do whatever the fuck we want, and I'm gonna make sure that I don't leave my boy running off into battle without, you know, something to sit down and fucking you know, enjoy for lunch, you know, or what the fuck ever, dude. I don't
I
mind it, man.
appreciate that.
It's been great for me, dude, to see you just gaining the confidence, man. I mean, to know that you're gonna win, you know, to know that you could win with little effort now if you want. To know that you
Yeah.
got so many answers that you're gonna have to sit back and decide which ones you even want to waste your time on, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, dude, I felt you couldn't. My fucking soul smiled when you said that shit, dude. You know.
When I said what?
Oh, when I called you earlier today before we did the stream, you said, "Man, it's like it's gonna take forever just to get the fucking violations of the FDCPA," you know, and that's fucking what 100 little bits of code or whatever, man. They fucked them all up so goddamn bad. There's multiple violations just on like little shit like glassine window and abusive language. You know, they get these motherfuckers contacting you without the right to contact. Shit, dude, postal fraud. Send that to the fucking postmaster general. They take that shit real fucking serious. Real fucking serious. It ain't the asshole running the little post office in your neighborhood. This is the motherfucking dude at the tippy top. He's got to take care of that shit, man. And that's you. You know, they sit and they act like they're here to fucking cover for their buddies, and they are to an extent. But when you hold them accountable, and I believe you are to that stage, man, where you know you understand how to do it, and if you don't, boy, you're about to. You know, doesn't matter who it is, what agency, what aspect of law, you're about to know. You're about to. If you don't know, I guarantee you're about to. You
Yeah,
know.
yeah. I appreciate that. But yeah, like you said, you gotta go. I'm also getting tired, so I gotta.
All right,
I'm
brother.
gonna
You
come
got
back
anything
in
else you
more
want to hit
later.
me with tonight?
Now, if I do, I have to call you. I'll call you. But
All right, brother.
I know
So
you
yeah,
about to get out of here. Yeah.
I'm gonna send. Yeah, I'm gonna get honked on. It's raining, but I don't care. This was good, and I needed this, man. It's been a trying week. I've got a lot of people thinking that they're gonna have to go to prison for somebody that didn't get murdered for a homicide they weren't even present for. That was somebody shooting himself when they were drunk with a gun they weren't supposed to have. I don't know. You know, everybody's freaking out, and I'm like, what do I do? What do I do? And then they don't do it. These people are
Yeah.
assholes, man. You are
Yeah.
a fucking smart person. Like you simplify shit. You don't mystify shit. You don't ask for advice that you ain't gonna use. And so nothing but good shit's gonna come to you. These people expect nothing but bad shit. They won't be disappointed, Calvin.
I appreciate that. I
Sure.
appreciate it, bro. All
All
right,
right,
now
man.
have a good one. Appreciate
All right.
you. Yeah.
Love, man. Peace and blessings.
No, bro. All right, now
All right.
peace to you.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Anytime y'all want one of these for yourself, it ain't no consultation. It ain't no fees. This is legal advice. This is your fucking way out of this place. I have found it, and it's all yours. You got two hands. Pick something up, reach out to me, and take what I give you. Or don't, and just keep fucking wage cucking. Love y'all. Peace and blessings.